you're applying for a K1 visa and your interview is in Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, Cameroon, Togo, or any of these African countries, this video is for you. During my TikTok live stream, I asked people who already had their interviews at this embassy to share the actual questions they were asked. And I'm going to share every single one with you, what they are really asking and how to answer them, okay? So let's get into it. Before we start, notice something about these questions. They are not asking if you love your partner. They are asking you questions about your partner's daily life, their jobs, their neighbors, their co-workers, what they watch on TV. This is intentional. So these embassies are checking to know whether you know your US best petitioner very well, or this is just a relationship that only exists on screen. So as we go through these questions and answers series, the goal is not for you to memorize the answers. It is for you to know these things about your petitioner before you go for your interview. Is that clear? First question is, does your partner have a relationship with their neighbors? This is actually checking to know if you know what your partner's everyday life look like. You do not need a dramatic answer. Something like, oh yes, my partner has a good relationship with his neighbors and they greet each other when they see each other outside the house. I mean, though it's actually a quiet area, they say hello here and there whenever they see each other outside the house. And I mean, the goal is for you not to freeze when they ask you this question. I know you did not think about this question, right? Next question, does your partner have a relationship with his co-workers? Same idea. They want to know if you know about your partner's work life. Okay, answer naturally and say, oh yes, he gets along with his co-workers. He mentioned a couple of names to me some time ago. Or you can say he's pretty much focused at work. He does not really socialize, but he's actually a friendly person. So yeah, any of these answers is actually believable, trust me. Next question, what does your partner do in their free time? So this is actually a very easy one and a common one if you actually talk with your partner regularly. So in this question, you can talk about their hobbies, how they relax, what they enjoy, church activities, watching football, spending time with family, cooking. Be specific if you can. You can say something like, oh, she likes watching Nollywood movies on weekends. Is a much stronger response than saying, oh, I don't really know. We don't talk about that. Duh. Next question. What does your partner like to watch on television? Again, this is testing your familiarity with your partner. If your partner has a favorite show, series, or type of program, telenovelas, football, series, or specific African shows on television, just say it naturally, okay? If you genuinely do not know, this is worth a quick conversation with your partner before your interview, okay? So do not memorize it because this is actually a kind of thing partners know about each other, okay? Where does your partner work? Give the actual answer, like the company name if you know it, and the type of work they do and the location of their work, please, okay? You can say something like he's a financial analyst in Los Angeles. He works with A&T company, or he's actually a logistics manager with M&B company. But if your partner is self-employed, you can say something like, oh, my partner is self-employed. He owns his own trucking business in Chicago. Next question, what course did your partner study at the university and what did he do for a living? So know your partner's educational background and their current job, even if it is not related to what they studied, which is really common. You can say something like, oh, he studied accounting but is currently working in customer service, which is actually a normal and honest response. Next question, are you married? This is a direct verification question. They are checking the basic facts of your case. If you're not yet married, which is the case for every K1 visa applicant, simply say, oh no, not yet, we are not yet married. We plan to marry within 90 days of me arriving in the US as required of me for the K1 visa. If either of you has been married before, be ready to speak honestly about how that marriage ended, consistent with what is in your paperwork. Next question, how did your partner get into the US? What visa did they enter on? This question usually comes up when the US-based partner was not born in the US, meaning they themselves immigrated to the US at some point. Be ready to explain their immigration history simply and accurately. The type of visa they originally entered on, whether it was a student visa, a work visa, or asylum kind of visa, I don't know, or maybe it was a family visa. Be ready to talk about whatever kind of visa applies to them and roughly when they got into the US at first. This should match whatever is in their background documentation. So make sure you are consistent with your answers. Okay. Next question: how did your partner become a US citizen? Similarly, if your partner became a US citizen through naturalization rather than a US born, be ready to explain that path. Okay, you can say, oh, my partner became a US citizen through, you mention whatever route is applied to you guys, and naturalized when, you mention when he became a naturalized US citizen. Okay, this is purely verification. They are confirming your partner's citizenship in the US and also to see if you know him so well. Next question is, you said you met on Facebook. Who messaged first? Couples who met online usually get this kind of questions, and it's completely normal. Meeting online is not a red flag, please. So just tell the real story. You can say something like, he messaged me first when I commented on a mutual friend's post. Or you can say, he sent me a friend request after seeing my profile through a group we were both in. Small specific details like this make the story to feel real because it is real. You don't need to dress it up, you don't need to lie about it, okay? Looking back at all these questions, neighbors, co-workers, where they work, TV shows, none of these are just random questions. They are lifestyle questions. And the reason the matter is that for someone who is in a real and an ongoing relationship, you pick these things up naturally. You have to know these things about your partner because you discuss about it naturally. So once they ask you, you definitely know because obviously you've discussed it with your partner and you know these things about them. Okay, so if you went through this video with me and these questions with me and you realize there are gaps and there are questions in this video you did not genuinely know the answer to, these are actually a very useful question and a very useful information. Do not cram the answers in this video, please. You do not need to cram facts before your interview, okay? It is a sign for you to have this conversation with your partner right now. Not as a test prep, but as two people who want to get to know each other better because this is what K1 visa is about anyway. That's a real list of questions asked at a K1 visa interview in these countries. If you've had your interview at one of these embassies or anywhere in the world, drop the questions you were asked in the comments section. I'm going to keep building this list with real and current information because that is so much useful than generic lists you find anywhere else. If you want the full breakdown of what documents to bring to your K1 visa interview, I have linked the video here for you guys to see. And if you find value watching this video, if you actually did find value watching this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share the video as I'm going to cover everything about the K1 journey with real people, real experience, and everything you need to go on this journey successfully. See you in my next video. Bye for now.